Alexandra Paul, and we've got a terrific night ahead of us for water sports action. I'm here with two of my friends, Samantha and Shay, who are going to help me with some great tips on how to beat the heat when you're having fun in the sun. Did you know that 80% of total lifetime sun exposure occurs during childhood? So get out that sunscreen. The higher the sun protection factor, or SPF, the better.
I like to break. Don't forget my feet.
PAVA is an ingredient that kids might have allergies to, so be sure that the lotion is PAVA-free. We'll have more tips to beat the heat when Water Sports Night returns. Samantha, could I have some of my arms? Thank you.
In our first hour, join OLN for exclusive coverage of the Red Bull Cliff Diving Championships. Next.
Tonight on OLN, bodies are flying, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. The sport, cliff diving. The rush, intense. OceanWatch Adventure Television presents the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship. Flight. For thousands of years, mankind has dreamed about it. To be lighter than air. To soar like a bird. To conquer their fears. For centuries, mankind has stood at the edges of the earth and leaped into the churning waters below. Today, a new breed of warrior still dreams of flying. OceanWatch Adventure Television has traveled to the secluded and mysterious island of Lanai for the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship at Honolulu.
Honolulu is one of the sites that we give tribute to Kahekili, who is the king of our islands, and his sport was lilikava. We know that lili is describing the like taking flight or leaping, and lilikava is a description of these divers and Kahekili almost soaring over these cliffs, much like the birds that nest along these 1,000-foot cliffs, and that is what we understand and know was a skill and an art, of our own people. And so not only on this island, Lanai, but on the islands within what we call Maui Nui Akama, we'll have these platforms and sites. And on Lanai, it happens to be located here at Honolulu. And as you'll see that the platform is quite nicely carved out of the cliff face here, and the ocean beneath is crystal clear blue waters. And so for Kahekili to be here, I'm sure it was because it's a favorite sport of his, that he would have selected the best places to do so, and having chosen this place, and you can see for yourself why it was one of those special places to have a leap like this.
It means a little bit more to be at a sacred location like this, because you feel that your sport has a past rather than just being one of those new sports that you invented, I think basically cliff diving is one of the oldest sports in the world. People have always been jumping in the water. Not from this height maybe, but everybody loves to jump in the water. Kids from everywhere, they like to play around jumping in the water. So this is an old sport, and this site is kind of the proof of that.
So it's just an honor to be here, to dive, right next to the place where such a great person used to dive like 300 years ago.
When you look at an event like this, I think already it's instilled in us that excitement and that need to reclaim and regain some of our own activities and sports and events that are of our old people. And the benefit is for both. We're much more aligned than we realize, even though we are coming from different parts of the earth, here at one small place, and yet we're all related in this same regard. So the divers will have had a chance, hopefully, to share those experiences with us. And on the other hand, we will have a chance to share the depth, the heritage, and the knowledge and the history of a place. And that bridge, to me, is one that gives us both respect for one another, and it gives us both knowledge from each other. And much like our navigators, I think we're navigating in many directions now. And then as we move in these new directions, it's to regain a skill or the knowledge back to what was.
I think it's important to have the last of the tour here is because this is where cliff diving originated. You know, Kahekili's Leap is well known for cliff diving. You know, it's in a remote spot. You know, the only way to get there is by boat or helicopter. But yeah, it's just paradise.
When we return, we'll meet these remarkable competitors for the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship on OceanWatch Adventure Television.
While Hawaii deserves its reputation as the gentlest place on Earth, we also have plenty to stimulate the wild side of your nature. Visit GoHawaii.com or call toll-free, and we'll send you a free book that describes the islands of Aloha in exhilarating detail. Whatever moves you, we guarantee you'll find it here.
We Americans are going through a tragic time. We all have painful emotions following these hideous events. Here are some ways to get through this time of crisis. Please ask for help if you want it. Avoid repetitive viewing of the terrible images. And do something. Donate money, donate blood, volunteer. For more information, contact your local American Red Cross chapter or visit our website. Together, we can save a life.
In this time of need, the American Red Cross is profoundly grateful for your generous outpouring of support. A long period of uncertainty and recovery awaits us all. Please maintain your resolve to donate blood. Call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE to schedule an appointment. Be persistent. Again, call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE. Together, we can save a life.
In this time of need, the American Red Cross is profoundly grateful for your generous outpouring of support. A long period of uncertainty and recovery awaits us, but thanks to your contributions, the Red Cross is providing life-saving assistance, including food, shelter, grief counseling, and blood. But we still need your help. So please call 1-800-HELP now to make a financial contribution to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund for this tragedy and emerging needs from the event. Together, we can save a life.
We're back on OceanWatch Adventure Television for the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship from beautiful Lanai, Hawaii. It's time to find out who to watch for.
Here in Honolulu, only the top 10 divers of the season are admitted to compete.
Serguei Zotine, he's the rookie this year. He's the baby of the group. Doesn't dive like a baby though, does he?
Orlando Duque is phenomenal, talented guy. He's just got technique combined with the graceful movements.
Joe Zuber, on the other hand, is the kangaroo of the group. He's bouncing. Boy, I don't know where he gets his energy.
Todd Michael, he does the craziest dives you'll see in a competition. I mean, this guy has tremendous control.
Rogelito Lopes, the Souza. This guy is fire.
Dustin, he's got something loose upstairs, I think. He's one of the craziest divers I've ever laid eyes on. He'll do anything for nothing.
Vyacheslav, you could ask him about the dive, and he tells you about the book he was reading that morning. He's just there for the fun.
Magnus is an Icelander, of course. He is a Viking of all sorts. You walk into an alley, you're like, I'm not gonna mess with him, man. There's no way.
Bihun, he's a cool character. It's funny you describe him. He's that GQ kind of guy.
So it's a toss-up for the championships here. Everybody's learned new dives, and yeah, it's going to be a good comp.
get here, you need to qualify from the first 2 World Tour stops.
The Red Bull Tour started out in Porto Venere, Italy. Awesome location. We went there. It's a natural amphitheater for diving, and there was a couple of new dives being done there. That was kind of the start. It set the pace for the season. Then we went on to Greece. Orlando had a spectacular meet in Athens. There, another diver was doing something big. Serguei Zotine from Russia. Holy smokes, he really proved himself there. He grew up about 20 years of diving in 1 month. We come here to Lanai. This was the climax of my entire cliff diving career. I sat back and watched on the day of practice, the day before the event. I watched history being made in the sport. People were pushing hard. I was hoping they weren't pushing too far, and they weren't. But what came out of that day of practice was amazing. What a day, what a story.
Todd, Michael. I enjoyed the fear of water, heights. I like the heights. Anything high, I love to jump from it. I started diving when I was 4 years old. My dad was a diver in college. Got all the kids into it. My brother was a diver. He was actually a world champion in '94. My sister's a high diver, and I soon followed. Once I got on a diving board and the first flip I did, you couldn't keep me away from the diving board. It was just, my dad had to yank me out of the pool to go home. The adrenaline of flying in the air with nothing attached to me, just my skin, my adrenaline rush to get to the water and arrive safely. That was the main factor for me. I was just in awe of free falling with nothing attached, no parachute, no nothing. Just my body and mind being capable of landing in water without getting hurt. Never want to get hurt doing this. The main spot that I train is at Six Flags at Grand Adventure. I can't say I lift weights and I run 10 miles a day. I don't. I bartend and I eat junk food and, I do 12-ounce curls for my shape. I describe myself as a competitor at the top of the level. I love to be an athlete, to compete against somebody else. That's my main thing. If there wasn't anybody else competing, it wouldn't be fun for me. It's either win or lose. And second place is this first loser. Water to me is like air. Although I can't breathe under it, I wish I could, because I wouldn't spend a day out of it. It's wet, it's cold, it's refreshing. It's just like a beverage.
Don't go away, because when we come back, we'll have plenty more from the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship on OceanWatch Adventure Television.
Nothing keeps the family together like downloading big files off the internet. Get Cox at Home high-speed internet, up to 100 times faster than those dial-up connections. With Cox at Home, get news, sports, stocks, and entertainment at blazing fast download speeds. Access full-motion video and rich graphics in an instant.
Self-connect and save $50. Ask for details. Call 1-800-981-2520 or visit www.coxsandiego.com.
When I'm planning a big event, I start with SDinsider.com. SDinsider.com makes it easy to find what I need in just a few clicks. I don't have time to waste, so whether I'm in Shelter Island or La Jolla, I turn to SDinsider.com when I need to find it fast. So if I've got red flowers and I want yellow ones, I can find a nearby florist or find a great chef from one of the Gaslamp District's hottest new restaurants. Even hire some extra waiters. It makes the difference between another event and a memory.
Sunday mornings, start the day on the water with Pleasure Boater. Then get your boat in shape the way the pros do it on ShipShape TV. That's Pleasure Boater at 10 Eastern and ShipShape TV at 10:30 every week on Speed Vision.
In this time of need, the American Red Cross is profoundly grateful for your generous outpouring of support. A long period of uncertainty and recovery awaits us all. Thanks to your contributions, the American Red Cross is providing life-saving assistance, including food, shelter, grief counseling, and precious blood. We still need your help. Please call 1-800-HELP-NOW to offer your financial support. Thank you. Together, we can save a life.
Welcome back to OceanWatch Adventure Television. We're in Lanai, Hawaii, for the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship. The event site at Kahului is so remote that the competitors must journey via boat to reach it. As the competitors make their way to the shore, they are met by the Nakoa, the traditional warriors of Lanai.
To be led up by the warriors was great. Give you the feeling that you're part of the island here. They welcomed us. They walked us through the path, chanting the whole way.
I'll tell you, being at Kahului here, these cliffs, they hold something magic. Just coming here, you feel a sense of pride. It's not just a sport here, it's spirit.
Blessing up top is just, you can feel the aura in the air. It was just unbelievable. Gives you goosebumps all over.
It relaxes us, you know, it really makes us feel comfortable here, like we're not going to get hurt, and that's good going to a competition where there's a good chance that you will get hurt.
Today, what we'll ask is for you to be a part of who we are, so that you bring with you all the special care that this island needs in just this moment of your own glory, so that we bring honor back to this place.
To have the priest on top of Kahekili's leap is, he blesses all of us before we dive, which is a great opportunity for us to realize what we're dealing with. It's very sacred, you know, you want to treat everything as if they would treat it. You know, if you disrespect it, then, you know, you're not going to have respect from them.
No kamea, no kia puni, me kamana, me ka ho'onani a mauloa aku, amini. Okay.
It is an ancient Hawaiian belief that a person's breath represents the spirit of life. And here, the Nakoa share their spirits with each of the divers before the competition begins, atop the sacred grounds of Kahului.
For the warriors to give their chant, their ritual was definitely a plus for us. It gave us a mental awareness of where we are and what we're doing this for. It's just a push for our sport and definitely a push for our spirits.
Orlando Duque. What I wanted to do, since the first time I saw a high dive, I wanted to try just because of the feeling, yeah. It just keeps you going, you know. Okay, I got into diving. I used to play soccer with my friends. We used to go to the soccer field right next to the diving pool, and after we were finished playing, we'll go there and watch the divers. But I was always fascinated by their somersaults and everything, and they invited me. They asked me if I wanted to be, you know, to practice some diving. I said, "Yo, yeah, of course, you know, I would love to." I did my first dive before I learned how to swim. I mean, I could float. I knew I could float, but I wasn't sure I was gonna be able to swim, like, you know, in the deep water. And when it was my turn, I just jumped. I landed in the water. It felt good, you know. I can still remember the feeling, you know. And I just swam back. I just kind of came out of the water and I grabbed to the side of the pool and that fear was gone. I knew I could swim and that feeling was like gone. Besides diving, I get to paddle outrigger canoe with my wife. What's interesting about canoeing is the workout is great, so you know I stay in shape without having to work out too much for diving. Plus, you know what? It's a matter of rhythm. You know, to keep the canoe going. You know, you want to keep on a rhythm, so that's why I like it so much. I never really thought I was going to be able to do this for a living. Now that I'm doing it, it's great, but it's not just because of, you know, like of the money I make or because of the places I go. It's just a great feeling when you're in the air flying from that high. It's just great.
OceanWatch Adventure Television is brought to you by Hawaii, the islands of aloha.
America is in mourning. A long period of uncertainty and recovery awaits us all. I'm Rob Lowe. The American Red Cross is providing life-saving assistance, including precious blood, food, shelter, and grief counseling. As we honor our heroic relief workers, victims and their families, please call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE to donate blood or 1-800-HELP-NOW to offer financial support. Together we can save a life.
In this time of need, the American Red Cross is profoundly grateful for your generous outpouring of support. A long period of uncertainty and recovery awaits us. Thanks to your contributions, the Red Cross is providing life-saving assistance, including food, shelter, grief counseling, and blood. But we still need your help. Please call 1-800-HELP-NOW to make a financial contribution to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund for this tragedy and its emerging needs. And together, we can save a life.
This October, OLN wraps up one great road cycling season and hits the dirt with a World Mountain Bike Championships. It's all about adventure. Outside Magazine paraglides across America. Adventure Quest goes for a double first, up and down. Adventure Crusoe premieres. Our first interactive show could be coming from anywhere in the world. Follow the clues, guess the location, log on to OLNTV.com, enter to win cool prizes. October on OLN.
We're back on OceanWatch Adventure Television, and we're in Lanai, Hawaii, for the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship.
Breaking down a cliff dive. Well, for an amateur, just get out to the edge of the platform. That's hard enough. Looking down with your toes hanging over, it's pretty scary.
There's three parts to diving. You know, there's the takeoff, there's the execution in the air, and then the entry. The takeoff is extremely important. If you don't have a good takeoff, you don't have a good dive.
Takeoff is where you determine the speed of the dive, whether it's high and square. Normally, if you get a good takeoff, you end up doing a great dive. If you somehow make a small mistake in the takeoff, you have to be adjusting the rest of the dive to fix that thing you did wrong, and that's bad.
You can make some adjustments mid-air, but try and make adjustments in split seconds. I mean, you have to judge how fast you're going, how high you are, how much rotation you have. Is there a swell coming in? All this stuff goes in less than half a second. Blink your eye. It's over.
We go from 0 to 60, 65 in about 2.5 seconds.
When you're somersaulting, twisting, by the time you're done with that, you don't realize how fast you're moving. You know, if you're just doing one somersault, you can feel the speed building and building and building. The hair's just whipping through, air going through your hair. It's just like driving a car, you know, sticking your head out of the top, going 60 miles an hour, and then putting it back in, just done.
To hit the water at 65 miles an hour.
It's a huge impact.
The only thing I can tell you is when you hit, you better not relax until you take your first breath of air. Because if you relax, that water's going to tear you apart. It's going to shape you into a pretzel from 60 miles an hour to nothing in 12, 14 feet of water. That's just amazing. I mean, you'd have to get in a car crash to feel a similar feeling.
Yeah, all your body's impact is from the water, and it goes all the way through your feet, up your hip, through your spine, and you can feel it if you make a small mistake.
It tears you apart if you're not bang on. But what's the best part? I'll tell you what's the best part. The adrenaline that comes before you jump off and the relief that comes afterward. That's two different emotions. You're scared, you're relieved. You're looking forward to it, you're glad it's over. Kind of a conflict of interest, isn't it? But I'll tell you what, it all wraps up the day after and you go, holy smokes, what an awesome day that was. Two seconds. It's not that much time to take the mental part and make it all happen in the muscles.
You see, as I take off, the things I feel is like right on my takeoff, I can feel like, okay, I'm moving fast, so I gotta hold the position a little bit, or slow down at the bottom of the dive. I mean, all that comes like just right at my takeoff.
It's pre-programmed in your mind from years of training, from years of practice. You don't just make it all happen in a split second. Cliff dive, 4 somersaults, 4 twists. It doesn't come just in 2 seconds. It comes from years of hard work, from teaching your muscles what they have to do. Shoot, I started out with a single somersault. It took me years to get to 4 somersaults.
In this era of extreme sports, perhaps cliff diving is the most extreme of all. Imagine hitting the water at 65 miles per hour without padding.
Things can go wrong, like in any other sport, just in life.
No, I hardly ever feel any pressure. It's just a little nervousness every now and then. When I do new dive, there's a whole different stress level there. Can't really describe that. It's like your heart's in your butt beating, It's like swallowing it, and you're like, oh no.
It's kind of takes it back to the classic time of the caveman, where it was a man against a dinosaur. Basically, we've got a dinosaur to slay out there, and that dinosaur is your fears. It's your mind. It's the pounding of the waves. It's the screaming of the people. It's the rocks on the cliff that could tear you to pieces. There's so many things that can go through your mind. If you have a successful dive, then it's obvious that you've beaten that dinosaur.
After the break, we'll be heading into round 2 of the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship on OceanWatch Adventure Television.
Get big savings right now at the Mossy Pre-Owned Supercenter in Pacific Beach. Choose from a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, all makes, all models, all clearly marked with low discount prices that are hundreds, even thousands less than Kelley Blue Book retail. So you save big, and they're all thoroughly inspected and reconditioned. Don't wait. Get big savings today at the Mossy Pre-Owned Supercenter across from Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach.
The Daily Show with Jon Stewart has the press impressed. TV Guide says no show can match the barbed brilliance. Rolling Stone praises its charming cynicism. And the New York Times says The Daily Show is the smartest television show in the country today. Maybe we shouldn't have canceled those subscriptions. The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, weeknights at 11 only on Comedy Central.
Go online and download hilarious guest interviews and classic moments in seconds with Cox high-speed internet service. Toyota SUVs present There and Back, Moab, Utah. This is the story of 2 buddies reconnecting and just plain hanging out and having some fun. Toss in a brand new 4Runner, a couple of mountain bikes, the Slick Rock Trail, and the incredible beauty of the southeastern Utah landscape, and you're good to go. Toyota SUVs present There and Back. Sunday, 2:30 p.m. on OLN, Adventure TV.
We're back on OceanWatch Adventure Television, and we're in Lanai, Hawaii, for the Red Bull World Cliff Diving Tour Championship.